everyone, and a really warm welcome to our bite-sized live Q&A today. So today we're going to be talking about all things accommodation, so really important for future students at the university coming to study with us. So firstly, just to introduce myself, my name is Alice from External Relations, and I'm really delighted to be joined by Ellen Thompson and Lucy Treasure. Ellen, I'm going to come to you first. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Thank you, Alice. Hello, everybody. I'm Ellen Thompson and I am the Marketing and Customer Services Manager for Accommodation Services.
Perfect, thanks, Ellen. Lucy, would you like to quickly introduce yourself?
Yeah, hello, I'm Lucy Treasure. I work for the Residence Life team, so I'm here to talk about the different support available for students in our accommodation.
Perfect, thanks, Lucy, and thank you, Ellen. So I know that today we'll have people tuning from all across the world, which is really fantastic. So it'd be really great if you could let us know in the live chat where you are tuning in from today. So myself, Lucy and Ellen will be with you for the next 15 minutes. And for those who are watching live, you will be able to submit questions through our live chat, which will remain open for the next 30 minutes. So plenty of time to answer some questions for you. Before we start, I just want to flag that you can find all the information about university residences on the Accommodation Services web pages. If you can't find what you're looking for, there is also a pop-up chat option, so that should be really useful for you when you're looking for that information. So, without further ado, we're going to get started with our first question. And Ellen, I'm going to come to you for this first one. And this is an important one. A lot of students ask, am I guaranteed accommodation at the University of Glasgow?
Thanks, Alice. Well, the good news is, for many of you, the answer to that is yes. So if you're a first-year undergraduate coming to university, if you submit your application by the 14th of July and meet your conditions of study by the 25th of August this year, you're guaranteed an offer of accommodation. Our other cohort who are guaranteed is if you are an international postgraduate taught student. So if you're on a postgraduate taught programme, again, you need to apply by the 14th of July and meet your conditions of study, in this case, by the 31st of August, and also comply with another couple of conditions, which you'll see if you look up the admissions policy on our webpage, and you can see all of those details. So first year undergraduates and international postgraduate taught students are guaranteed an offer of accommodation. If you don't fall into either of those categories, we do still encourage you to submit an application for accommodation, because as the process goes on, it may be that rooms become available. And if you have an application with us and we're able to send you an offer of accommodation, we will do so.
Thanks, Ellen. That's really useful to know, especially for those undergraduates and international postgraduates when they're looking at those guarantees and making sure that they're following that kind of 14th of July deadline and the deadlines around that as well. So Ellen, I'm going to stay with you for the next question, and it's around cost. So that's obviously a really important question for students. How much does it cost to live in the University of Glasgow accommodation, and how close are the residences to campus as well? Because people want to know how close it is when they're attending classes.
Yep, sure. So costs for 26-27, so that's arriving with us in September this year. We have a twin shared room available, so that's you're sharing a bedroom, from £129 a week. If you would rather have your own bedroom, but you're happy to share bathroom facilities as well as kitchen living space, those prices start at £168 a week. And this is not an exhaustive list that you can see on the screen here. There are other options as well, just a sample shown here. And ensuite bedrooms, you've got your own private toilet and bathroom, but you're still sharing a kitchen, and those start at £179 a week. Now, those are the weekly prices. So to get the total cost of your accommodation to stay with us, you multiply that weekly price by either 39, that's a standard contract, September to June, or by 51 weeks for a full year, which might suit some of our postgraduate students that are coming. Now, in terms of location, we don't have specific residences for science students or art students or medical students. It doesn't work like that. You're living with students who are studying all different courses and from all over. So location of the residences and generally also your classes can be in any of the buildings on campus as well. So it's not as if being in one residence means that you won't have to walk to the other end of campus for a class. So residences generally between 5 and 25 minutes walk from main campus in Glasgow. The exception to that is Savannah House, and for that you can reach main campus in under 40 minutes, 30 to 40 minutes by public transport. That public transport being our wonderful Glasgow subway system. Many of you will be coming from cities with underground or metro systems, but I guarantee nothing is like the one in Glasgow, because basically it's two circles, one going clockwise, one going anti-clockwise. So if you're on the Glasgow subway and you miss your stop, then just stay on the train and you'll eventually get there. So that's one of our perks of Glasgow. In Dumfries, we have residences in Dumfries too, and those are between 10 and 40 minutes walk from the school buildings on Dumfries campus. Also worth mentioning another transport perk for coming to study in Scotland. If you're under the age of 22 and you'll have a residence in Scotland, if you're staying for 6 months, you can apply for a card, and that entitles you to free travel on the buses in Scotland, not just within Glasgow or Dumfries, travel throughout the country, so you can get to do a bit of exploring while you're here. So generally 5 to 25 minutes walk, or 10 to 40 if you're staying in Dumfries.
Thanks, Ellen. And that's really useful to know some good tips around the public transport systems in Glasgow as well, especially for undergraduate students if they're kind of eligible for that under 22 card for our bus transport, which is really useful. So Lucy, I'm going to come to you for the next question. This is more around kind of support for students. So what support is available for students in university accommodation? Obviously, a lot of students, this will be their first experience of living away from home for the first time. So a little information around that support would be really useful.
Yeah. So we know that coming to university can be a big transition for students, and then for a lot of them it's their first time living away from home, living with people that aren't their family. So the Residence Life team, that is our role, our remit, is to support students who are moving into accommodation to have a good experience of living with us. So the Residence Life team, we have firstly our kind of wellbeing branch. So we have our welfare officers that work Monday to Sunday, 3 to 11. And they're there for students for a variety of different kind of concerns that they might have, whether that's just feeling a little bit homesick and wanting someone safe to speak to about that, and or any other kind of wellbeing concerns, whether that's on the phone, through email, or in-person support as well. Students can book appointments with our team. We also have our warden team, who are live-in staff members, and their remit is to support students with communal living. So again, that transition to living with people you've never met before can be quite challenging, but we do have staff members that are there to help you have those kind of conversations and build those relationships with flatmates, or support if there are any challenges that come up. We also are supported by our professional security teams 24/7. So we work really closely with the site teams, so the staff members that work in your accommodation, as well as the security teams as well. So we work closely to make sure that students feel safe, comfortable, and if there is any challenges that arise, they know who to go to for support. We then also have our fun stuff, so our community building, our events, our volunteering. And on this slide is just some of the examples of the different types of events that we do. So our crafting nights have been incredibly popular. Our days out as well, we do trips to different parts of Scotland. So for international students, that's also incredibly popular, a great way to see Scotland and how beautiful it is. We do nature walks and wellbeing events around exam time as well. And something really key is that we want these events to come from students and be student-led and student-focused. So we're always seeking advice and kind of tips from our students, what kind of things they would like us to put on. If students want to run events themselves as well, they can contact the Residence Life team and we can support them with doing that. So for example, if you have a hobby that you love and you want to meet other students that have that hobby or want to share that, then that's something that we can help with. We also have a volunteering program, so students can volunteer with us for our events, but also for wider campaigns, whether that's environmental campaigns or working with the local communities as well. So it's really important for students to feel like they belong within their accommodation. You know, this is going to be your home whilst you're here. So the Residence Life team are really keen to provide opportunities for you to get to know each other, to get to know people within other accommodations, to get to know your local area in Glasgow, and really make the most out of the experience living within halls of residence. And then next, yeah. So although you've got the support from the Res Life team, the site team and the security teams within your halls, the university also has a really wide variety of support available through central services. So we like to see this as a wraparound support. So we work really closely with all of these support systems to make sure that students are getting the support that they need for the types of things that they're coming across. So we've got the counselling and wellbeing team. We have student listeners that we link in quite closely with. That's a peer support system. So if you're wanting to speak with another student. We've got our disabilities, our chaplaincy. There's also academic support, so our student support officers based in the schools, or your advisor of studies, and our learning development team as well. So if students are coming to the Residence Life team with any kind of challenges that they're experiencing, we're able to support them and signpost them on to the various support that is available. So yeah. There's lots there to help with that really difficult, often transition, but also make it an exciting transition as well. We know that this is a really core part of the university experience, and we want to make it as positive as possible for people.
Thanks, Lucy. And I think that's really brilliant here. Like, as we said, it can be a little bit daunting, but a lot of people are in the same boat. But hearing about that kind of community and the support systems that are in place hopefully makes it feel a little less stressful for students listening today as well. And Lucy, I'm going to stick with you for the next one. I'm not letting you away yet. I have noticed that all of the accommodation is self-catered. So some students on the call might be thinking, I have never cooked for myself before. Do you have any advice or tips for students who are maybe feeling like, I've not cooked before, what do I do in terms of that side?
Yeah. And again, that's incredibly common, so don't feel silly if that is something that you are thinking about. With cooking, it's a skill, so don't feel like you have to be coming in and doing 5-star meals during Welcome Week. Just take it easy, build on your confidence, find some easy recipes online. The university or the UofG Living page has lots of articles about, easy recipes. Also has information about different supermarkets and the differences between the different supermarkets in the UK. So yeah, take it slow, take it easy, build on your confidence, get those basics. Work on your budgeting as well. We know that being a student just now can be very expensive. So there's lots of budget options as well. Cooking in bulk, sharing meals with your flatmates as well. So if you're getting on with your flatmates, why not offer to cook with each other? One of the amazing things about the University of Glasgow is how multicultural we are. It would be a great opportunity for you to try different cuisines with your flatmates that you might not have tried before. Also be mindful of your flatmates. So again, if you're learning to cook, you're going to make mistakes. It might get a little bit messy every so often, but just to be mindful that you are living with other people. So clean up as you go to make sure that you're keeping everyone happy. And yeah, we're also looking into doing some kind of cook skills as well in residence life, knowing that this is something that students come into accommodation feeling quite nervous about. So keep an eye on our events pages and stuff to see if there's any ways that you can come and join the Res Life team to learn a bit about how to feed yourself whilst you're in halls. If that really is feeling like a big transition, there's also the meal plan, which is provided by the university. What that looks like is a prepaid allowance, a daily allowance that you can use in various different outlets within the campus. So that's a great way if you just want one less thing to think about during that transition. You know that your food is going to be sorted. And also for budgeting as well. So you know exactly how much you're going to be spending on your food throughout the year. So yeah, the meal plan will be sent through in pre-arrivals comms, so look out for that. And if you're not going with that and you're just trying to cook yourself, yeah, just take your time. There's loads of information online and yeah, have fun with it as well. You can get creative. It's an opportunity for you to try things that you've not tried before. So yeah, you'll be fine.
Thanks, Lucy. And yeah, lots of things to consider. And the thing is, you can only get better the more you try with cooking as well. When I was at university, we definitely did a kind of come dine with me thing to kind of give yourself a rest and other people can cook for you, which is a really nice way, which you mentioned as well, which is really good. So Ellen, I'm going to come back to you for this next question. Would you be able to explain the accommodation application process, please?
Yes. So you can apply for accommodation once you have firmly accepted your offer of study. If you have not firmly accepted the offer of study, or if Glasgow is your insurance choice, then your details do not appear in our database. So you must firmly accept that offer of study. Now that can be conditional or unconditional. That's really important to note. If you've got a conditional offer of a study and you've accepted that, that opens the portal for you. You do not need to wait until you've met those conditions. So get your applications in, get in early. So it can take, once you've accepted your offer of study, it can take around 72 hours for your details to import across to our database. So don't panic if you accept an offer on a Monday and try and apply for accommodation later that day and it's saying user not found. It takes a couple of days to come across to us. That opens up the portal for you. I think we have a slide of what the portal looks like. Yes, there we go. So first thing you do is you register. And it's a really good idea to keep a note of your username and password that you create when you register, because you're going to need those login details to go in and accept the offer of accommodation. Now, bearing in mind, as I've just said, you could be applying with a conditional offer. You don't meet these conditions until August when you pass your exams. And then you're trying to log into the accommodation portal to accept that offer of accommodation. And if you can't remember the login details, you're going to cause yourself some stress there. So just keep a note and then you won't have that situation coming upon you. Other thing to remember is don't use, if you're at high school at the minute and you've got a school email address, please do not register with that, because you won't have access to that later on in the year. So when you register for accommodation, use an email address that you will have access to later on in the year. So that's just a couple of tips to remember. So your application portal, you pick what type of applicant you are, you pick a number of preferences of what types of accommodation, and there are many, because even within one residence like Cairncross House, there's 3 different room types within that. So pick your 6 preferences and submit, and then leave that with us. All communication is by email, which is another reason it's really important to have an email address that we can get to you on later in the year.
Thanks, Ellen. And that's really good advice, because that's something that people might not consider. If they're maybe an undergrad student and that's the main email address they use, their school email, don't use that one, just so that you can keep up to date with everything that we're giving you once you're moving closer to those move-in dates as well. So really useful to know. Lucy, I'm going to come to you for this next question. So obviously when students are arriving in Glasgow, they're going to meet lots of other people, but we've been asked about how students are able to connect with new University of Glasgow students before they even arrive. Do you have any tips around this?
Yeah, so we have our post holders offer holders community groups that students can join, and again that'll be sent through your email as well, so check your spam if you're not seeing this. So that's a great way that you can chat to other students that are in the same boat as you, share tips about what you're planning to bring to your accommodation, things that you're not meant to bring to your accommodation as well. And start kind of communicating with other flatmates and housemates about what it is that you would like to see in your accommodation. Also look at our social media as well. So we'll be putting information about what we as a team are prepping for the new arrivals. So that's a good way to get information about what it is that you're going to be coming into. So that's pre-arrival. And then when you do arrive, I would just really encourage you to put yourself out there. It's really scary, but again, other people are also scared. It's not just you. And again, the Res Life team, we're already prepping for that welcome week and getting lots of activities together to support students to come together and meet each other and to build those connections early on. So do look at what's available both within your residences or on campus through the student unions, try and put yourself out there in those first couple of weeks, because it's a really exciting time. But if you don't make friends in those first couple of weeks as well, don't panic. We have events the whole year for you to meet other people as well.
Thanks, Lucy. And yeah, absolutely. I think that's it. It's like putting yourself out there. Everyone is in the same boat as well. So I know it's easy for us to say, but try not to be nervous around it. There's so many opportunities, either kind of through accommodation, but also those wider clubs and societies that we have. We've got over 300. We have sports teams, there's student unions. So there's loads to get involved with once you're on campus as well. So unfortunately, that is all we have time for today. I know that I have found this a really useful session, so hopefully everyone watching has also found it really useful around that advice around accommodation. If you are currently joining us live and you do have any further questions, we will continue to answer these for around the next 10 minutes in the live chat as well. So hopefully you found today as useful as I have, and we hope to be welcoming you to Team UofG in the not too distant future. So thank you, everyone.